Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and someone who owns way too many plastic robots. It's too late. Random review is about to begin.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel, and welcome back to the review stage. So, do you remember our friend Diatropic? They are behind the Beast Alliance figures, which is to say the upscaled Air Razor repainted into Blue Bolt that we reviewed some time ago, which is, already a really fantastic release of that design and character, but they aren't stopping there. So we have another version of said mold, and now it is the Terrorsaur version, except now Fractyl, as in the Botcon exclusive character. And this is a pretty cool one to choose. So obviously Hasbro can do whatever, whenever, however, they seem to show no sign or interest in doing obscure characters like Pack-Rat, Fractyl, etc. So here we are. We at least have this one, and it has been upscaled and upgraded from the normal release. So let me take you through this. Aside from the fact that it's just this brilliant green color, very rich, like very, very pure green shade. The bronze across it is perfect. Look at the spot patterns, look at the shine that they got on the paint for this. It looks amazing. Like everything I would want in some larger version of the original Botcon exclusive. Now, if we take a look at the head sculpt, you see that one little red beady eye there. You see the teeth are individually painted. The mouth still opens up. I will say you'll see pins here in the side of the head because this is actually like pinned hinge rather than the friction hinge from the original toy, which is a really cool little addition. So it's a little bit more sturdy and secure in that way. But you can see everything else is pretty much maintained from the original toy. You still have the articulation points along the wing. You can still curl the wing at several points of hinges, and they are very tight hinges. One thing about this is the joint tolerances are pretty intense. Not to the point where it feels like I'm going to break anything, but like he's a solid rock of a figure. Like once I pose something, it ain't going anywhere. Also, you seem to have a more robust construction on these wings than the original release. It's not just mushroom pegged in. So these actually feel a lot more secure. They don't fall off as easily as the originals, which is a nice little touch. Everything get him. Now, this is still ultimately the Air Razor mold. As you see, as I take the gun off from its point where it can peg in there on the wing. We'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, you've probably seen some version of this mold by now. Hey, we just have a new one. We have Star Eagle available right now. This mold never dies. So, yeah, like you know this by now. You know how this mold works. You know how everything goes in it. I will tell you that because of those tighter hinges, these legs stand in beast mode way better. So this is where those like really tight joint tolerances come in handy, because the legs themselves absolutely need the extra help. You can see, look at that. It doesn't go anywhere. But also, you do have diecast in here. So diecast, you hear me rail against diecast every so often, but used properly, it is not necessarily a bad thing. And used in lower points, like the lower legs, that can help with shifting their center of gravity. It can help with balance. It's not a bad thing. And here it provides a really solid connection and really solid joint, which these legs desperately need. These loosen up, like, it gets bad when it comes to, like, ankles, especially in robot mode. So, yeah, it's a beautiful take on Fractyl. Absolutely impressive. So, transforming. Like I said, you've got some version of this figure by now. At least I should hope so. You've had plenty of opportunity. So, go ahead and straighten out all the legs like this. Get the ankles. I'm going to have to take these extra little spines off, because we're going to need those for the robot mode later. Alright. untuck the hands and get those into their proper position, like that. Head and pop this off. The head needs to fold out. I'm gonna hope I can do this with freshly cut fingernails, but then again, this is not a fingernail situation. He's a little bit too tight and a little bit too big for that. Can I? Okay, yeah, we can get it started by coming in from the underbelly just to get the head rotation started. There we go. Just give me something to grab hold of so we can get this all the way out and around. There we go. That's how we do it. Alright. The torso's got a double hinge down in order to connect into the waist correctly. There we go, like that. That's just a matter of putting the backpack together, so... Alright, Terrorsaur head needs to fold down. Just hinge that down as much as I can. And now, the wings. And I do always like how these wings work. So, let's see. So, need to get this piece popped right there. You can see there's like a twist to this wing here too, which is nice. I don't think that's a thing on the original. Frankly, it might just be down to how it's constructed that allows that. So maybe don't twist it too much. But it is there. It is there. It's something that's not on the original. Alright. And now we double hinge these days. This is where the joint tightness really shows. Double hinge that. Peg that into the back spot. Fold that down, create this nice tight backpack of wings. Do the same thing on this side. Pop that little piece out. Come on. There we go. Double hinge, double hinge, double hinge. There we go. Like that. There we go. Yo, I have the waist messed up. Oh boy. That could have been very silly of me. Thankfully, I caught that nice and early. Okay. There we go. Now we got Fractyl all made up. Let me go ahead and add the blades back onto his forearms to complete the look. The part forming that existed in the original, so I'm not really fussed about it here. There we go. But yeah, so transformation is where the joint tightness can make it take a little bit longer than normal. But like I said, especially in the legs, the way those legs work, you want that tightness. You absolutely do in order to prevent any kind of like falling or gravity-based issues. But I mean, it turns out as nice as you would expect from the Terrorsaur design. It looks immaculate. Like, the colors are stunning if you see them in person. Like, look at this. Look at this. Like, the bronze is so spot on. And I love that the yellow kind of blends in a little bit. I love that, you know, how that's shining through. It's really, really nice color balance. And yeah, like the silver, like it's on the darker side. Not quite gunmetal, but close to it. And like that really shows like a lot of good detail. Man, I'm just really, really like the colors on this guy. I mean, granted, you're going to add was essentially a gold shade to green and silver. I'm going to be happy. This is going to look good to me. Oh yeah, yeah, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I also like that, you know, I can afford it because this is not cheap to get a hold of a Fractyl on eBay. I don't know if you didn't notice, but Fractyl is like close to $1,000 sometimes. Depends on the day of the week. But like I said, this is not just an upgrade of the original with tighter joints, some die cast added in. It is an upscale. So if I take the original Deluxe, you can see that it is quite a bit larger than the original Terrorsaur. And it's mostly, it's closer now to Masterpiece scale. So, like, for instance, like the Blue Bolt works well with your Dark Amber Lyo Convoy. if I bring over, let's say, here's MP Rat Trap, and like, I like that scaling. I like that scaling. I don't like that my Rat Trap is suddenly not balanced. He was standing up fine when I had him over on the shelf. Oh well. The point being, you get an idea. Yeah, if you want a fractal that fits in with your masterpiece shelf, this is actually a pretty good scale for that. And honestly, we describe so many toys as mini masterpieces, it honestly fits in. Like, it still looks fine. Like, it doesn't look out of place or simplified compared to the others. It's just really, really nice. Okay, and then articulation, I can give you, the usual. So, ball jointed neck, a little bit of up and down, but mostly left and right. Universal shoulders, bicep rotation, which is, again, pretty tight joint. 90-degree elbow. We do have a waist joint that's a little bit restricted by the backpack, but you can fix that if you want to. Universal hips, thigh swivel, 360 degrees, very deep knee bend beyond the 90. You do have an ankle tilt thanks to ball jointing, so it has both side to side as well as front to back. So yeah, all the range of articulation you would expect out of the original mold, and now this mold capable of it as well. And then tight joint tolerances mean it's going to hold those poses. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. Now, this is not just an upscale of the Terrorsaur and diecast parts. They also threw in all of the accessories you would expect from the original mold. So, we have Terrorsaur's rifle included, which is nice to see. So yeah, you get some accessory play. Always a good feature. However, the fun part here is that along with that, you also get a golden disc in silver. A silver disc. I guess you make of that what you will. I suppose somewhere in my imagination, this can be like the Shattered Glass golden disc. Like the evil version of the golden disc. How the golden disc carries all these sounds of the earth and examples of our music and culture and what aliens could expect when they come to this beautiful planet. The silver disc contains mostly brain rot memes and Gen AI. Just literally the worst thing that we can send off to space as an example of our civilization. It's up to your imagination, but it's a really cool little inclusion as well. But yeah, that is your fractal. So like I said, you've seen this mold, how many times already, based solely on just the Air Razor mold getting reused so many times. You've seen it by now, you've experienced it. What I'm telling you is this is a very, very solid version of it that does everything that it needs to do. And then some. If you are interested in getting one for yourself, I believe the first dibs are going to be at Botcon this year, but you will also be able to get it straight from the source himself. I'm going to leave some links in the description below for you to be able to do that as well. So, that is your look at I guess just an upscale repainted Terrorsaur that's done exceptionally well that you may or may not have been familiar with already. So, let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.